Welcome to the all-new FPE Network.
The Florida Park Explorers.
We explore the parks 5 to 6 days a week with great live streams and vlogs. We cover everything from rides and food to magic and fun and fireworks. So come join us on our adventures as we take you through
the Disney parks and more.
And check out our all-new channel, the FPE Network. And thanks for watching.
We are live. Bill, Senior, Jeff, and Producer Dave in the background. Producer Dave kicking some butt with all the preview stuff. Bill, Senior, how the heck are you?
I'm doing good.
It's weird to call you B. Senior. Bill
I was
Senior.
just, stuck in amazement here watching there. I was, want to go make some popcorn.
I was rocking out to some of the music. I liked it. Listen, we got news and notes in baseball. Listen. Baseball season around the corner. We're going to have all kinds of stuff in season, but I got to be honest with you. I love the off season, especially lately, just as much. We've got all kinds of news. We've got Dodger news. We got Phillies news. We got Rangers news. We got all kinds of other news.
Wait, we're going to do Dodgers news every week?
Every freaking week. You're welcome.
Okay. Where's my exit strategy?
What can I say except you're welcome? Breaking news. Tons of it. Should we just give my Dodgers the World Championship yet now, you think?
Not so soon.
You
never know what's going to happen. Injuries, man.
Before we get to it, let's say hi to everybody in chat. Oh, look at you. I love that. Sounds like a Phillies fan. Take two and pray for injuries. Okay, it's not exactly what it was. Jeffrey, Jamestown in the house. What's going on? Explorer Jen, hello to you. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. KK, that's easy to say. I'll say it again. KK. Mike B in the house. Who else we got here? I'm here. Bill's here. The FPEN network is here. We're on the FPEN network. Did you know that, Bill?
Yeah, I just found out with that nice opening segment there.
Monorails forever. Steve in the house. Did I miss anybody? Yes, I did. Sam Weld in the house. Christina G, what's going on, Christina G? That's fun to say. You sound like a rapper or something. Christina G, I hope you had a great day. Listen, just personal stuff. We had some tornadoes in the area. It was nuts. So about 3 hours ago or 4 hours ago, kind of crazy.
Yeah, my son, I was texting back and forth with him too. He did a lot of work in his yard over the weekend, and I've told him, hope it didn't all blow away with the storms you guys were getting.
My daughter got hit in the car, but she got home, and I actually put out a video on my YouTube channel about it. You can check it out if you want. Listen, we're talking baseball tonight, though. We got lots of news. You ready to get to it, Bill?
Yeah, I'm ready. We starting off with the Phillies?
We can. I was going to start off with Trevor Story.
I'm only kidding you. We'll save the best for last.
Trevor Story, 6 years, 140 million freaking simoleons to go to the Boston Red Sox. Listen, I was hoping he might come here to Texas. I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He's got family in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in Irving specifically. I don't know why I'm telling you that. You guys don't know where Irving is. Doesn't matter. But he's got family in the area. We've been hearing rumors all year long. Last year, heck, the year before that, we tried to trade for the kid. The Rangers seem to want him. Now, we just got a new GM with Chris Young. I'm assuming he wanted him. Who wouldn't want him? But then we signed Seager. And we signed Seager. We signed Marcus Semien. That's pretty good up in the middle. But I thought there was a chance they'd sign Trevor Story. How do you feel about him going to Boston, which obviously is a pretty nice place to go if you're a ball player?
Yeah, and it's interesting, too. A position change is coming also. I mean, he had to agree to that before he signed, too. He's going to be their second baseman.
Well, Bogarts is a stud. And so I got to be honest with you. I haven't studied it. I think Trevor Story is better defensively. I think that.
And I think that could be a 1 year deal at him at second base. I think
like what the Dodgers do with Trey Turner. But
this might be a big insurance policy for them because Bogarts is a free agent.
I was just going to say, okay, so okay, I didn't know that. There you go. Well, that makes a lot of sense then. That's why. 6 years, right? So yeah, 6 years, 140 million. I mean, you could play and let's. People get hurt, the DH, all the things. You can play 120 games over at second, 30 games over at short. You can play 110 and 40. You never know what happens. But Trevor Story is a great bat and a great glove. I would have loved to have him in any of my teams. We didn't need a shortstop on my teams, but I guess the Red Sox didn't either. I didn't even consider that part, to be honest with you, Bill. I didn't consider that. Bogarts is one of the better shortstops in the game.
Oh, he's a heck of a hitting shortstop, too.
So I wonder what that does to Bogarts in the clubhouse. Like, I wonder if he feels like he's out of there. Well, that's interesting.
Well, I was glad to Cora right from, the time the signing was announced. He said, Bogarts is our shortstop. And end of discussion.
And they've got other guys. Producer Dave back there scrolling. You saw the leadoff there, Kiki Hernandez, came up as a shortstop. He plays center field. He plays a little left field. Plays second base. He can play all over the place. But he came up as a shortstop too. So they've got listen. Again, Dodgers. You get enough guys who can play everywhere, and it works out. Things happen, Oh, yeah,
you got to have that with every season. There's injuries that come along, and to your big players, and it's good to have backups.
Now, let's talk about that in Boston. I think there's going to be a few additional dents in the Green Monster out there.
Yeah, the street behind the Green Monster. People should have signs back there. Walk with hard hats because it could be a few bombs coming their way.
Yeah, I like that. I like that 1-2. Oh, shoot, 1-2 much. I like that lineup a lot. I mean, this is such a fun time. Like, it's so hard to not be excited. Like, I feel bad for the teams. Like, I feel bad for my Padre fan friends because Fernando Tatis got hurt already. I feel bad for, the Pittsburgh Pirates fans and the teams that have given up on the season already. And, one of the teams I feel bad for is the Phillies. But we're not ready to talk about that yet.
I feel bad for us.
Actually, we are ready to talk about that. Castellanos. Signed in Philadelphia. I love him, and I hated that he went to Philly. Do you know why I hated that he went to Philly?
Because you hate the Phillies.
Because I had to talk to you about it. My goodness, what a great pickup. Bryce Harper, left-handed bopper. Nick Castellanos, right-handed bopper. That doesn't even include Reese Hoskins, and I really like the third baseman kid. He hasn't played well yet.
Yeah, he came out with a bang his first year when they called him up, but he's kind of regressed a little bit in the last year or two. But then you got
Castellanos side now too. What's that? I'm sorry, I talked over you. What's that?
And you got Schwarber from the left side now too. I mean, they got some thump in the outfield.
They are going to score some runs.
Well, they're going to have to because there's not a lot of defense on this Phillies team this year.
Well,
especially with Castellanos isn't a big defender, and Schwarber definitely isn't.
Yeah,
big time glove in the outfield. But I mean, they're going to have a lot of pieces in the outfield and especially with the DH coming to the National League. that they're going to be able to rotate guys around. They're going to be able to give guys rest. I mean, it should work out good, but I think this year in Philly, you're going to see a lot of 12-10 games or, 15 to 11.
Well, Wheeler's hurt, but if Wheeler's elite, right?
Yeah, he should, if he's not back opening day, I wouldn't be surprised if they hold him back till mid-April, and that wouldn't make me unhappy.
And plenty of people, I see a lot of people's sleeper Cy Young Award pick is Aaron Nola, which I'm not going to argue with. That guy's a stud.
I won't say, I mean, he's been a very good pitcher, but he's got the makings to be a top elite pitcher.
Sarah J saying hi in the chat. What's going on? Crew it up in the house. 1313. Joey D in the house. If I missed you guys, Joey D from the football show. Joey D, you were awesome over on Inside the Huddle over on Pete Mendevic's channel. Me and Pete and some other people, including Joey D. I hope that's the Joe. I'm assuming it's the same Joe. How many Joey D's can there be? I'm assuming it's that. There you go. Look at producer Dave. He's like back there. He's like, it's like Casper the Friendly Ghost, but it's not. It's producer Dave back there just popping up stuff when we say it. Here, let's test him. Rock lobster. See how long it takes him to. No, probably not. Okay, never mind. Those aren't rock lobsters, but there you go. That's okay. Well, I'll shut up. All right, moving quick. I didn't get to read it, so I don't know what that was, but I think it was Dave's family. But anyway, Nick Castellanos, you got to be stoked. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're like 37. Yeah.
Oh, you got to love it. Last year, 34 homers, 38 doubles. I mean, yeah, that's a nice bat that they're picking up there. And Schwarber, he was unconscious once he got traded to the Red Sox last year. He went on a little home run barrage,
nothing little about it, man. Mammoth home runs every day for a couple of weeks. Yeah.
He had 32 homers last year. So you're adding 66 homers to your outfield on top of having Bryce Harper.
I mean, if your team has to suck, and I mean they're the Phillies, so they have to. I think it's a law.
When did we come to LA this year?
What's that?
I said, when did we come to LA this year?
Don't you come to Texas?
No, the Phillies going to LA to beat the Dodgers.
No, but don't we? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, wait a minute. We might be. We're playing the American League West because I know.
Yeah, I thought tickets for that.
Yeah, the Angels are coming to Philadelphia.
I mean, if you fly, I can drive
for the Rangers Phillies.
It's my 15-minute drive for me. A couple of hours flight for you.
Oh, we might see Jeff converting here.
I haven't even been to a game in Texas yet. See, now you got me upset. I've been in a good mood all day. I had tickets for Game 7 of the World Series. My Dodgers versus some loser team. And I've never been to a World Series game. One of my, oh my gosh, the highest of high bucket list things would be to go to Game 7.
I've been to 2.
You've been to 2 Game 7s?
No, I've been to two World Series.
2 World Series. Yeah. Game 7, Dodgers World Series, if they win, is like, God, you can take me right after that. And I had tickets to Game 7.
And they
won right here at Texas.
Right?
With the stupid Dodgers 1-6. Yeah. But anyway, I haven't been to the stadium is my point, so that would be a blast. I'm sure I'll go.
I was at the old stadium, and I thought
Globe Life or the one that preceded that.
The one that preceded that's
Arlington,
still standing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, ballpark at Arlington, and that I thought was a nice ballpark. I took the tour there. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, well, that's Globe Life. It's the same one. Yeah, it's a beautiful ballpark, but you know what? It's outside in Texas.
Yeah, that's why I never understood it when they built that. Why they, at least if they didn't have the money to put the roof on at the time, to have it set up to where that they could add it in the future.
So, people around here still kind of bitch and moan about, oh, why do they need a roof? Why? Because we would like a free agent to sign, and we've got like 9 of them already this year. Yeah. Who won? And probably next week, I was going to ask you if you want to do it this week, but probably next week we'll do who won the offseason show. So show up next week. If we're boring you to death, we'll be better next week. If you love this, I'll be there next week. We're going to have.
Here's a hint. The city's about 45 minutes to 50 minutes southwest of New York City.
No.
Yeah.
Incorrect. I think that not even that close, actually. Geographically, super not close to the right answer. But we'll do this next week. But anyway, Nick Castellanos to the Phillies. I'm not asking to make a prediction for the Phillies this year, but do you think they're going to be in contention now with Nick the stick?
With the bats that they got in the lineup, trying to wrap my brain around it here, what's left of it. But yeah, I think that they're going to be a much better team. But again, the pitching worries me. I mean, they added a few more arms to the bullpen. They got the hot dog man. He's on standby in case he's got to come in relief. The last couple of years, they could have used him.
What if I told you I have no freaking idea what you're talking about when you said the hot dog? Joey Chestnut playing in Philly?
There's one hot dog guy in Philly, one of the
Kobayashi?
concessionaires, that he's got a good arm, and he throws the dogs down the road to you, and then you pass the money down to him. He's got a good
You
arm.
laugh at my Joey Chestnut Kobayashi joke. You know exactly who I'm talking about. I know you do.
Oh, yeah, I watch it every year, July 4th.
Okay, there you go. Morgan Fay, I like that name. Morgan Fay, what's going on, Morgan? Hope you're having a great night. I'm glad you are here. If you don't know, my name is Jeff. Dole Whip Dad is my YouTube channel. That's Bill Senior, Magic of the Mouse Radio. We talk baseball every week. We do it a lot on my channel. We're going to do it a lot over here. Every Monday night, we just talk baseball. And I tell him why his Phillies aren't so good and my Dodgers rock. We just talked about Nick Castellanos. We just talked about, what did we lead off with? Oh, Trevor Story. I can't remember what we led off with. Now we got to move down south to where I'm from, actually, my hometown of San Diego. They had Fernando Tatis. We talked about that a little bit last week. Hey, Frank F., what's going on? I'm bummed for them. I mean, as a Dodger fan, I'm happy that the Padres got hurt, but as a most of my baseball-loving friends are Padre fans. That's where I grew up. And they are so dying for a team to challenge, well, my Dodgers. And they've got Fernando Tatis, arguably the most exciting player in the league, and he falls off the motorcycle.
Yeah, he's probably out till the All-Star break.
At least, right?
Yeah.
At least. But they did do something good this weekend. And my best buddy in San Diego kind of poo-pooed this. I can't believe I just said poo-pooed this. He kind of mocked this. I don't understand it. At first base, Luke Voit. Kid led the major leagues in home runs 2 years ago now. It was the strike season. Only 22, but I love this signing for the Yankees, for the Padres. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good bat if he comes back to what he was during the pandemic year. He definitely he was rocking Yankee Stadium that year. But when you lose the best player on your team for half the season, I mean, that's a lot to make up. I don't know who their shortstop's going to be now. Well,
they got the Asian import they had from before. They've got Manny could play there. Manny Machado, he's not going to, but he could. You've got the second base kid who can move over. They've got some options, but none of them are Fernando Tatis. I think, though, I want to talk about Luke Voit, but going back to Fernando, I think we might be done seeing Fernando at short. I think you need to probably just let the kid hit. I mean, he had a wrist, or he had a shoulder, and now he has a wrist. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to play one on our show here, but regardless, this Luke Voit pickup is awesome.
He's young.
You know what Luke Voigt's name's not? Eric Hosmer. So I think this is a huge pickup for them. I like it a lot. Hosmer's an average ball player. I've always actually really been a fan of his. I like him. I'd love to have him on the team as a extra guy, but Luke Voit can help you get to the promised land, in my opinion. Do you like this signing? Because I really do, and I don't understand why the Padres.
Yeah, he was a good player. With the Yankees, definitely, but it's not going to hurt them. And they've been trying to trade Hosmer.
Oh, so, you paid him all that money. You can, who are you going to trade him to?
That could still come about, come the trade deadline or something at the end of the year.
If they could flip him and Will Myers, now it's going to cost them a draft pick or two, but if they could flip those two, Any J news? Fernando Fay. Fernando Fay. Who's Fernando Fay? Morgan Fay asked about any J news. We're going to go out of order now, Mr. Dave. Actually, I don't even think it's on his list.
No.
Don't think I sent it over. But yes, there's some Jays news. Two news for the Jays. One, oh my gosh, that lineup. Oh my gosh.
You could just see, even before these guys made the majors, you could just see, the picks that they got those couple years. And they're all, former sons of former major leaguers. So they've been training for this their whole life.
And Vladdy, woo.
Oh, I think he's better than his father at this age, and he keeps going.
Playing a lot, but
and his
last year was a great year. There's no doubt about that. Vlad's dad was a stud. But to answer Morgan's question, Matt Chapman, who I love, I picked him.
Yeah, that was a nice
sleeper for the MVP last year. Not this year. I haven't made my picks for this year yet, but I like Matty Chapman a lot. Great glove, great doubles hitter, great home runs hitter. Anybody would want him in there.
And I think it's great pickup. Then he was it him that hit a home run in his first at bat?
Yeah, I think I saw that.
The Jays in the spring training game.
Producer Dave, I'm sorry. Blame Morgan. She asked me about the Jays. I could have acted like I didn't know. Maybe I should have lied. We're way out of order. And I don't even think I put it in my top 6. But look at producer Dave for the win. Nike win. Oh, never mind. Chapman goes deep for the first. Look at that. This guy. You need to give Purdue.
The Rangers must not be playing tonight. Dave's right on top of it.
So, no New York Rangers. I like it. There you go. Chapman turned on the first pitch you saw. 92.3. Look at the detail we have for you here on whatever the name of the show is. 92.3 mile per hour sinker. Listen, if I saw a 90-mile-an-hour pitch, I was likely not making great contact. If it was a 92-mile-an-hour sinker, I might actually lose my pants. Like, how is that even hittable? And he turned on it for a blast. That's amazing.
I've gotten a few at-bats against ex-major league pitchers, but, thank God they were old and gray.
I have not. Yeah, the best. Yeah, no, the best.
I've been off of that I can remember right off the top of my head, 2 ex-Red Sox pitchers down in Florida and in a geezer baseball league down in Fort Myers. I hit against Bill Spaceman Lee.
That's right. You told me that.
Dennis Oil Can Voit, and another one was an ex-pitcher with the Phillies, Carmen.
Very cool. Very cool.
But like I said, they were all old and gray, and a few of them older than me.
That's still fun, though. That's still
fun.
That
was cool.
Morgan Fay, I think I said that your name sounded hot. Sorry if you dude. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm not into it. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. Whatever the heck you are. I'm glad you're here, buddy. I hope you're having a great time. Appreciate you being here. So anyway, I'm at Chapman. I really like this pickup. I wasn't planning on talking about it too much, but I do think this is, I don't know if it's the final piece of the puzzle, but this kid is a stud at third. He can play a little short if he needed to.
Look at their infield.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Probably the weakest link as far as glove is Vlad in that infield.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. He's got, he actually is wearing a
45-plus home runs that he can,
So Vlad, who's at second?
Biggio.
Who's at short?
Getting old sucks. What's his name, son that used to play for the Rockies?
Bichette, of course.
Yeah, Bichette.
Boy, my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Comes with the gray hair.
That's impressive, man. That is really impressive.
That's probably one of the best infields in the majors.
Well, and there you go. Producer Dave putting it out there. Nate Pearson, one of the elite prospects in baseball. They thought he was going to be a hit last year. A hit. He's a pitcher. I bet this year will be the year that we find out if he's for real. There's a lot of stuff to like over there, Morgan. And I'm guessing you knew that. Are you from Toronto or why are you a Jays fan? I'm always interested in those kinds of things. Let me know in chat. Who's your team? Where are you from? I always love hearing that.
And speaking of Toronto, it should be interesting this year with their home games. Some teams are going to be minus some ball players going into Toronto.
Have they fixed whatever's going on in New York? The Kyrie situation in MLB? I hear they have not.
No. And Aaron Judge, I believe, is one that's not vaccinated. He won't be. And
Aaron Judge has not said anything, but
yeah. And that's their division. So they play division teams. They play more than 11 times a year, or is it 11 now with the interleague and all like that they play? So they make at least 2 trips into Toronto.
It could be every home game. And every game in Toronto, it's more than half.
Yeah, and they're saying too, if they're going to have a new designation, if they can't play, going to Toronto, they won't get paid for the amount of games that they play in Toronto, and they won't get their Major League Baseball credit for their time played.
I will let the union handle that problem, and I guarantee they will get paid, and I guarantee they will get the time. Well, but I did read that too. Strongest union in the history of the world. Anyway, there you go. Blue Jays talk. I think we're going to move on to my Dodgers got to cry in their beer. Kenley went to Atlanta. I don't know. I think that most people think that Kenley is washed up. They're wrong.
Yeah, he's still. Believe me, there's not any GM in Major League Baseball that wouldn't want him on their team.
Thank you, Bill. I wasn't sure what you were going to say.
He's not what he was 4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
Well,
he's still 90% most of the pitchers in baseball and relievers.
But his numbers were elite, actually, 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Now, as a Dodger fan, I watch my fair share. I've said it a lot. I live in Texas. The games are late. I stay up late usually. When they're at home, I'm watching all these games. I'm watching the end of the game. It's Kenley at the ninth. I'm not going to pretend like it didn't give me. I didn't have gray hair until Kenley started scaring me to death. But very, very cool. Very cool. Ontario, Canada. I'm glad he's not our closer. Blake Trinan was filthy. That kid is throwing like Darvish wiffle balls up there. I'm not saying he's going to be as good this year as he was last year because he was so filthy, but 2 years ago, one of the greatest years in the history of a reliever, Blake Trinan is unbelievably underrated. I love him. I'm sorry we lost Joe Kelly. By the way, did you see Joe Kelly sign in Chicago because of Tony La Russa, which I don't understand because Tony La Russa is a crusty, angry man. I don't understand how that worked, but that's what happened.
There's got to be a connection there somewhere.
I don't know.
Be with him somewhere along the way or something.
But back to Atlanta, grew up wanting to sign as the Braves. Here it is. And that's the thing, I've talked about it. This was on my channel, not over here. But one of the things I really have discomfort and disgust, frankly, for people who are, the players get paid so much. They don't get to pick where they play until very, very long into a very, very big time successful career. Chris Bryant was talking about it the other day. He signs in Colorado and he said, I worked my whole life to be able to play where I wanted, not to sign a big contract, to be able to play where I wanted. And Kenley kind of does the same thing. I'll read straight from producer Dave's studliness, putting it up on the screen. Jansen experienced his first day with his new employer. He reminisced about the childhood days when his love for baseball was fueled by countless times he spent watching his older brother, Andrew Jones, and fellow native of Curacao, Andrew Jones, play within the Braves organization. Think about that. He's a major league ball player. He's an elite ball player. He's probably a potential, at least, future Hall of Famer, and he couldn't decide where he wanted to play until now. So I say give it to him, man. I'm sorry he's not in Dodger blue. This makes a lot of sense, and I think it makes their pen, which was already pretty solid, real deep and real good.
Here's a question for you, being a Dodgers fan. Who was the one in the Dodgers organization that made that call? Because he should be in the Hall of Fame. Having him switch from.
I think it was Kenley. I think the swing and miss made a lot of,
because he came up as a catcher, right?
Yes,
he was a catcher,
flame throwing catcher. He could not hit. Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Interesting story. Trevor Hoffman, the same. He was a shortstop, but same deal. So it's all-time great closers seem to come from the ball field away from the pitchers on occasion.
That just tells you how athletic they are.
Mike's from Brooklyn, New York. I got my Brooklyn Dodgers hat over there. So you're a Mets fan, not a Dodgers fan. Piazza was the best Dodgers catcher. I would, of my lifetime. I mean, Roy Campanella is probably the greatest of all time, but Piazza's, one of my favorites of all time. I love him. It's interesting now that I live in the Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth area. Everybody around here wants to have the argument, Irod versus Piazza, because they played at the same time. For me, it was Piazza. But it's offense versus defense. Obviously, defensively, Irod.
They've had a lot of good catchers over the years, the Dodgers. Sosha was a good catcher.
Sosha was great. Steve Yeager. I'm a big fan of Steve Yeager. Yeah, I think. But greatest, you're talking Campy and I guess Piazza. Trying to think who else. Roseborough's pretty good. Johnny Roseborough, famous for what? Dodger catcher, famous for what?
No idea.
Getting hit in the head by Juan Marichal with the bat.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, if I missed somebody in chat, I apologize. Sam Weld says, "Go Jays." I feel like I missed somebody. If I missed you, I apologize. Please don't take it personally. So anyway, I like this pickup. I'm a little sad for my Dodgers. I'm a little happy. I'm happy for the Braves. No, I'm not. I don't like the Braves, but I like it. I like the landing spot for Kenley. I've always been a fan of his, so I can't be sad. Piazza was awesome. I agree. You know what Piazza's doing now, Bill?
Selling cars?
No.
I thought he had a couple car dealerships.
I think he might. He owns a D League, I think, in Italy, and he's happily married to a former playmate, and they live in Italy and travel around and do their thing. Chat, who's your team? Let me know. I want to know. Yeah, absolutely. All right.
In the draft, right?
What's that?
And the last pick, one of the last picks in the draft, the year he was drafted as an thank you to Tommy Lasorda.
Favor to Tommy. That's right. So last week, I think we talked about the kiddo from North Carolina State, I want to say, who blasted all those home runs early.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. He doesn't even lead college baseball in home runs right now. But we have another college story just because I thought it was awesome. Have you seen this? Do you know what we're going to talk about?
This kid's a freak. And this story that came out yesterday, that you saw yesterday, I guess, where he hit 104, that's not the first time. He's been doing it since the season started, and he's got an even more impressive stat. He's pitched in 9 games this year. What's his ERA?
Yeah, well, it's on the screen, 0.00. Do you remember the Sports Illustrated back in, 85 or something? The Curious Case of Sid Finch.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you? Here we go. Here we go. From Tennessee. Are you kidding me? Hey, that rhymes. I didn't even mean to do that. College right-hander blows away hitter with 104 mile an hour heat. Might be the hardest throwing pitcher in all of baseball. Michael Kopech. Meet Ben Joyce, the Tennessee redshirt junior.
This is the one that got me here. This Twitter that Dave's about to scroll up to. Look at that.
What am I looking at? Facing Oh, 102, 103, 104, 91 mile an hour changeup, 102.
Down to a final out, 102.
Look at this, people.
You remember the Bugs Bunny cartoon
Yeah,
when we were
1,
kids?
2, 3, you're up. 1, 2, 3, you're up.
Exactly.
Love that one. I love me some Bugs Bunny. This is nutso. Like, maybe this is why we had those our tornadoes here, all the wind.
And he's a freshman.
He's a junior.
He came from a junior college then, because they said it's his first year in Tennessee.
I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I know he's a junior. I don't know.
Okay, he must
Look
have
at him. I mean, it's pretty, right? Like, it's not Randy Johnson. Like, I remember when Randy Johnson came up, we're like, ooh, his shoulders his elbow is going to fall off. That doesn't look bad. I mean, sorry to be a little coach real quick, but I'm not studying it. I only watched 4 or 5 pitches, but that looked pretty freaking good to me.
Yeah.
Man.
And Randy Johnson, when he came up, was like the guy from Bull Durham, hitting the screen. And
Nuclear Loosh.
Yeah.
We should have a show about that. That's a great show. Joey D says, he owns Piazza's Pizzeria. I think that's the one in Hollywood Studios at Disney. I don't know. Maybe not. There you go. Ben Joyce. I mean, we already talked about it. I mean, what else is there to say? He throws really freaking hard. Love hearing the Vols using the volunteer fireman nickname. With Joyce's fastball turning heads, his draft stock is rising.
Yeah.
Ahead of the draft, seems like every pitch Joyce throws over 100 miles an hour.
That'll be interesting. And I thought he was a freshman. If he's a junior, he's definitely going to be a high pick this year.
Bill already said it. 0.00 ERA. Can't get lower than that. 9 appearances, only 6 2/3 innings, 10 Ks. What I don't see is how many walks. That's what I want to know. I'll find out at some point, I'm sure. I hope this is something that we can watch. I hope they don't throw his elbow out and his shoulder out. I hope they give him a chance to.
What was they kind of did that last year. What was the pitcher? And I believe the Mets drafted him, and he wound up not signing last year out of Tennessee. It was him and Al Leiter's son were the number 1 and number 2.
Jack Leiter came to Texas. We
right.
took him. Like
the other pitcher, and I can't remember his name, and he wound up with elbow trouble. And the Mets, he didn't wind up signing with the Mets.
Really?
I believe he goes back into the draft this year.
Oh, that's a bummer. Well, I mean, maybe it works out, but if he's hurt, it's a bummer. He doesn't look like he's straining through it. Exactly, Joey. I mean,
I like how his elbow's nice and level.
It looks good. I only saw like 8 pitches, so I'm not going to pretend like I've studied the guy. But wow.
Yeah,
so I
fun
pitched,
to watch.
Huh?
It's fun to watch.
I pitched in high school, but I had to throw sidearm to fool him. I couldn't. I never even hit 90. I barely touched 80.
When you pitched in high school, where was the relay man?
For pitching, yeah, you're funny.
Yeah, you hit, and then the relay man threw it to the plate.
Yeah, you're a funny guy. I mean, seriously, I had a good arm, but I mean, we all had a good arm if we were pitching. I can't comprehend 90. I wish I could. I hit some 90. I never could throw some 90. 100 is so much faster. Like it's not the same. And then 101 and 100. I can't comprehend this. Like I can't. It's a gift, and I'm jealous. This is my jealous face.
And I just, as Dave's scrolling there, I think I saw he's a hometown kid too. He's from,
is he?
From Knoxville.
Oh, that's cool. That's even better. Does it show his walk somewhere? There we go. There it is right there. Let's check it out. No walks.
1, 2. I see two walks and 9 innings.
6 and 2. Well, it's 6 2/3. So
yeah. All right.
It's not bad though. And he's not getting lit up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. So that ratio, What is that? Ratio is just under 1. So if you don't know what ratio is, it's hits plus walks divided by innings pitched. 1.1, 1.2 is really, really good. Better than that is great. Now it's only 6 2/3 innings. But wow, that's awesome. I made the radar break 70 once, Ian. You know what I could do? I used to play a little tennis, and I could crank that sucker. But nobody cares. I couldn't do it with my arm, unfortunately.
I broke the radar once a long time ago. It's been at least 20 plus years ago. That's back when I was a cop, the radar that was on the deck.
I was saying they didn't have a radar back then. Thanks everyone for joining us, says Mike. I appreciate that, buddy. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Absolutely. I appreciate that. Yeah, seriously. I'm not going to talk about that, but I can't comprehend 104. I just can't. Like I would have given up a lot of anything to hit.
I mean, it's hard enough to hit a 95 mile an hour fastball.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't have any. Yeah. Over 100, you need to start swinging as a pitcher. You really do. Really. Yeah. I mean, really, how much can you see? Right. And then you talk about like the sinker that Matt Chipman hit deep. What was it? A 93 mile an hour sinker? What? 93 mile an hour sinker? And I know these are major leaguers. It's just nutso.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So anyway, we talked a little Tennessee flamethrower. It's probably time for a break.
Let me
Producer
just
Dave, do you want?
one more thing on Joyce. If he keeps this up through the rest of the college baseball season, whoever drafts him, you might see him in the majors by the end of the year if they're in the playoff hunt.
It doesn't happen that often, but it can happen. And if it does, it's a relief pitcher usually.
Yep,
it can happen. So you never know. I mean, it is what it is. Producer Dave, if you want to do that break, you let me know. It's probably a good time because we've gotten through all the things. I've got a couple more things to share with you. But are you ready for the break?
Yeah, we need a break before more Dodger talk.
Maybe not. I'm a pitcher for softball for special. Oh, that's very cool, Morgan. Oh, look at I'm clicking on. See, I'm used to being. I can't even click on stuff. Jonathan Chong in the house. What's going on, Jonathan? I'm really glad you're here. So, what do you think is the biggest news of the week so far, Bill? I mean, we got Trevor Story, we got Nick Castellanos, we got Padres adding a bat at first, Kenley leaving the Dodgers to Atlanta, college kid hitting 104. What do you think? And when we come back after this, we're going to talk about this day in baseball. And he's got some trivia for me.
It's got to be the whole Freddie situation, and I got some interesting info that I just saw on that about an hour ago that I want.
Freeman?
Yeah, that I don't know if you know about it or not. You probably do, but we'll see.
I don't know. I don't know what you're going to say. So we'll find out. So anyway, my name is Jeff Bates. Dope Dad is my channel. That is Bill Senior, because it says in there. Magic the Mouse Radio. You definitely need to check out his radio station. Just type in Magic the Mouse Radio wherever you can listen to digital radio. You can do it here right on your browser. And check out my channel, Dope Dad. We're going to be over on this channel, the FPE Sports Network, on Mondays talking baseball all year long. I'm excited about it. And I don't know if Dave wants to take a break now. If he doesn't, there it is. I think we're taking a break. Maybe not. Are we taking a break? Maybe not. You heard about this inflation thing, Bill?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm hearing the little rumblings about it.
Gas gone up, and wherever the heck you live, Jersey City or whatever.
Yes, what's that?
So the stuff you put in your car, but you gotta have a gold bar.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. Well, I find this interesting, and I'll just read it. I don't know if you want to take them or I want to take them, but I want to take this one. On this day in 1908, right? That's a long time ago. Ty Cobb signed with the Detroit Tigers for $4,000. I can't get the kids in the neighborhood to mow my lawn for $4,000. He also had an $800 bonus. If he hit 300, he'd get an 800, which is 20%, right? That's pretty good. And he was one of only 3 players in the AL to hit 300. He made $4,800. Are you freaking kidding? Oh, there! Look at producer. Hey, awesome job. Isn't that nuts? I mean, I know it was a long time ago. I know inflation's a thing. I get it. $4,000?
That's a lot of money back then.
You lost that much in Shiba today.
Yeah, probably. I lost what I made on Saturday.
Shouldn't make an inside joke for people. If you know what we're talking about, you're our kind of people. I just was shocked by that. I mean, are you not shocked by that? Is that not that amazing? I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I wonder what the equivalent of $4,000 back then is to today. Let's see if producer can come up with that.
Ian with a comment of the day, $4,000 in my tank will get me across the state. Not Texas, it won't. What state are you in? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
That's maybe one thing I probably the smartest decision I've made in a few years. I haven't bought gas since September 22nd, since I bought the new car. And
that's right. I forgot. You're one of them.
Yep, I'm one of them.
One of them, Elon. Yeah, he's got a better car than me. Also, this one's kind of for you. One of my first Hall of Fame cards I ever bought. I don't think you know this. Do you know this?
I'm sure I know what color uniform you had.
I bet you do not. You do not. Oh, look at producer Dave.
He's on point.
I don't even know what to say. $100 in 1908 is worth $3,083. Wow, that's crazy. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be economists. What the heck?
Yeah, $100 in 1908 is worth about $3,100 today. Or is that?
31 times. Okay, well then, so what do you make? What did I already forgot?
4,000. 4,000, what, an $800
So
bonus?
4,000 times what? 31? 31, 62, 124,000. I mean, okay, that's good money. It's not good baseball money, but it's good human being money. That shocks me. Economics 101 here on Breaking Balls with Bill. And no, I'm sorry. Not sorry. My first Hall of Fame card that I bought on purpose at a card show, not that I got in a pack or whatever, that I bought on purpose. 1959. Oh, I'm looking up there at my cards on the wall. One of my favorite all-time sets is 1959. You have a guess?
Probably, is it 59? Is that the one with looks like a TV picture?
No, it's 55 Bauman.
Oh, or Bowman probably. It's probably a Bowman card.
No, it's 59 tops, but do you know the card, the player? He's a Hall of Famer. I'll give you a hint every time you miss.
Okay.
He's got a name that reminds me of a bird because it's a bird name.
Okay.
He hit a lot of home runs, but he was a pitcher.
Okay.
I hope that's right. Now I'm not even sure that his name is the same name as a lady who's on ABC's Good Morning America or one of those shows.
Robin Roberts?
Yes. I thought you would say George Stephanopoulos. Yes. Robin Roberts, 1962, retired his number today. Your Phillies. I didn't throw it on there for you, but if you don't know, guys, Bill Senior's, he was a cop. He hit his head a few times. I don't know what happened. And he's still a Phillies fan. So I don't know. It's like being in jail. Maybe it's a cop thing. All-time greatest Phillies. Do you put Robin Roberts up there? Is he before your time? You don't know much about him?
Well, obviously I was very little when he stopped pitching. Actually, I believe he stopped pitching because I think, they retired his number in 62.
I mean, I was shocked. I have a 59 Robin Roberts, so I was shocked to see that they did this in 62.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely him and Steve Carlson are the two greatest pitchers in Phillies history.
Yeah,
probably.
well, Grover Cleveland, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, that was a little before
all of our time.
Yeah, a few weeks before my time.
One of the top two greatest pitchers of all time.
Oh, yeah. Anyway. I mean, I've seen stuff on him over the years on the Phillies broadcast and all like that. He was a hell of a ball player. But let's say my first
hey, Anthony.
My first card that I bought of a Hall of Famer. Let's see if you can guess it. It's a Hall of Famer who's not a Hall of Famer.
So you make up your mind. So give me some hints. But he's a
Hall of Famer, but he's not a Hall of Famer. And I bought his
Hall of Famer, but he's not a Hall of Famer.
And I bought his rookie card.
Barry Bonds, the 87 tops.
Nope.
25 cents.
Nope. Pete Rose.
Well, that's not a hint.
Yeah, that's a hint. I'm not going to give you hints.
Pete Rose.
we don't have all night.
Yes, we do. What else we got? I found this interesting. The Royals became the Royals on this date in 1968. They didn't have a name yet. Who cares? But
they had a name. They were the Kansas City A's.
They didn't have a name.
They were the Kansas City
A's. They needed to have a name.
Yes, they did. They were the Kansas City A's.
They
were there before 1968. They were in Kansas City before 68.
They were in Philly.
Yeah.
That's the Athletics.
But they were in Kansas City after Philly before 1968. So should we go to my trivia question?
But almost, but they weren't the Royals yet. Hold on. We got one more. Okay. One more. Okay. And stick around, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to need help. Talking about baseball cards, one of my all-time favorite sets is the 77 top set. And one of my favorite cards in that set, is Mark the Bird Goodrich.
How could you not like him?
He didn't even play in 77. His rookie, had the AL rookie on the bottom. 76 rookie of the year, and you can read it right there. Rips his cartilage in his left knee. Season career over. That dude was Looney Tunes with a capital L and a capital T. Have you followed the story, or do you know the story?
Oh, I remember when he came up. He was kind of Fernando Valenzuela before Fernando.
Okay, Fernando light. I'll give you Fernando light.
Yeah, he caught the country about the same way as Fernando did. It was pretty similar.
But super crazy. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 37.
He cleaned the mound up better than the grounds crew during the game.
Talk to the ball. If you don't know Mark the Bird Goodrich's story, just YouTube it. When we're done, stick around. But just YouTube it. Hilarious. from all accounts, a very nice man. Died too early too. Very, very sad story, actually. My comp is Al the Mad Hungarian.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Were you really?
With the Cardinals?
We should do a show together. Anybody in chat know who Al the Mad Hungarian?
Al Harbowski.
I bet there's at least half people in there going, they are making this crap up, right? We can talk about Biff Pocoroba if you want, but first we're going to talk about Al Harbowski. I actually watched him pitch in San Diego, and he threw a fit. It was
he reminded me that there was another player that played football for the Cardinals around the same time. Was it Conrad Dobler?
Conrad Dobler, all pro.
They had the same look with the mustache.
He was a saint also.
And they were just mean SOBs.
He was a saint, but not a saint. He was a very angry man who had the helmet of the Saints.
Yeah.
Wow. We talk about
I can remember these names from 35 years ago, but I can't remember.
I'm quite sure we're losing viewers as we speak, but I'm loving it. Let me get caught up in chat before you give me that trivia question. Check out and subscribe. Yes, absolutely. 1955 Kansas City A's, blah, 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 blah. I think we're caught up in chat. Bill Sr. tells me he's got a trivia question. I've told him, oh, look at that. Dave, you're wrong. I've been told that you're only allowed to do true or false questions. So make sure you follow the rules. You know, I'm a big rule follower.
All right.
Now, I need your help, chat. So don't think I'm not cheating. I will be looking in chat for the answer. So I need you.
All right. We were just a few minutes ago talking about the pitcher from Tennessee, and he'll probably go high in this year's draft.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, him.
Okay.
But the first year Major League Baseball player draft started, I'm sure you know, in 1965.
Sure, I know that. Sure.
You didn't know? Okay.
That feels right. Okay, yeah, I might have got that.
Who was the first player ever taken in the first Major League Baseball first year player draft in 1965? And it was held in New York on June 8th and 9th, 1965.
Danny Goodwin.
Nope.
Danny Goodwin's not the right answer?
Nope.
1965.
Yep.
First pick. Give me his position.
He played in the field. He wasn't a pitcher. You should know this.
I should. I thought I knew it. It's not Danny Goodwin?
Nope. Give you a hint where he played in college. He played in Arizona. There you go.
Rick Monday. I love Rick Monday.
There you go. We got a winner.
I love Rick Monday.
Yep, that's it.
I've met Rick Monday. I met Rick Monday's wife. I got her autograph. I love him. That story about him, I'm a very patriotic America kind of guy. So, you know, Putin, screw you. I love me some America. And Rick Monday, the whole story. Also, I collect 77 tops. 77 tops is my set. My Dodgers are my team. The entire team autographed, all in blue ink, all autographed, but Rick Monday was on the Cubbies. But Rick Monday OPC, sorry, the Canadian version of the Topps card. I know we're diving in the weeds. In 1977, he was already on the Dodgers. So I own a Monday OPC, and I own the Topps card autographed by Rick Monday. I need a Rick Monday OPC card autographed in blue, 1977. How many can there be in existence? That's
getting back to you were talking about Kansas City becoming the Royals in 1968. Well, in 1965, he was drafted first by the Kansas City A's.
You know what? With Danny, I think he was drafted first twice. I think that's why I thought of him.
I'll tell you what, you got to go on Wikipedia. I can send you the link.
You can't make me. You're not the boss of me.
You got to just scroll through the names that were in this draft in 1965.
Really? Well, it's first draft, but wow, yeah. I bet.
All right. I'm going to throw some more names out here.
Hit me. I like this. I like this. Chat, I need you. Come on.
Since you're a Dodgers fan, and
I am.
If you get this, I'm going to ship the car and the keys out to you. Who was the Dodgers' first pick in the 1965 draft? And I'll give you a hint. They picked 8th.
I mean, is it a name I know?
You're a Dodgers fan.
I mean, it's not like
you should know the Bat Boys going back all the way to 1950 in Brooklyn.
Okay, so 65.
I'll give you a hint. He was an infielder.
So I'll be honest with you. The first name that popped in my head is Bill Buckner, but I'm not answering that yet.
Nope. I'll tell you no, it's not Bill Buckner.
Okay.
And I'll give you another small hint. He was He was a high school baseball player in Southern California when he was drafted.
I bet I know this.
You went to school? He played for Bakerfield High School in Bakerfield, California.
Was it? Did he manage?
That I don't know.
So then it's not Bobby Valentine then.
No. Nope.
Chat, you help me out?
And crew it up. Johnny Bench. I'm going to scroll down in a minute where he was drafted in that draft behind some of these guys is unbelievable.
I got nothing. It's not Bill. I don't know.
He was a shortstop.
Not Bill Russell.
Nope. John Wyatt.
I never heard of John Wyatt.
Yeah.
I saw John Wyatt in the chat. Oh, okay, crew it up, looked it up for me. Yeah. I thought it might be somebody I've heard of. I was trying. Wow, look at that draft. Ray Fosse ended his career because of Pete Rose. Wow.
Yeah.
Two guys. Look at that. So Billy Canigliaro gets hit.
5.
Ray Fosse. Two guys get hit tragically, ending their career in the first 10 picks. Rick Monday, one of the I love him. Dick Grant had a good career. Blah 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 blah. And Bernie Carbo. Wow.
Now Gene Lamont, he became a manager, correct?
Sure did.
Bernie Carbo.
Yeah. Ken Rudolph had a little bit of a career. Helen Foster.
Keep going.
Dale Unser, one of the great pinch hitters of all time. Your Philly.
One of the ex-Phillies.
Johnny Bench, probably not too bad. You might have heard of him.
Yeah.
Danny Thompson, not too bad.
Drafted 36th.
Bob Stinson, not too bad. Johnny Bench is the big one, though. Wow.
As you go down, there's even more names that were Andy
Johnny Bench,
Messersmith.
arguably one of the top. Well, maybe the best catcher ever. Andy Messersmith. There's another Dodger right there.
Some of the names that are in this draft that wound up, with big major league careers. Ken Holtzman,
Ken Boswell.
Ken Boswell, yeah.
Stan Banson. Stan Banson. Greg Nettles.
Probably
I love Greg Nettles. I coached against his son. What's that?
Probably one of the best third basemen in the 70s and early 80s.
I was a Dodger fan, but I always loved Greg Nettles. I played third base as a little guy, like when I was very young, and Greg Nettles was the man. Man, as a kid, 77, 78 World Series, he was so good. He was like Brooks Robinson right after Brooks Robinson.
He was unconscious in those World Series.
Oh, look at Amos Otis right there. I loved Amos Otis. Yeah, Greg Nettles. His son went to Torrey Pines High School in San Diego, California, because Nettles ended his career here in San Diego, blah, blah, blah. I coached high school sports for a while, and his kid was the third baseman at Torrey Pines High. Well, for 1 year at least, anyway. And I don't know, it's just a memory. Pretty fun stuff. They had rich kids. Very cool. I like that stuff. Is that? Do you have another one, or is that all?
Nope. That's all I got. I just
that's a hard one.
I saw who the first draft pick was, and we'll see if you know it. But what just blew me away with some of the names in that draft. It's just unbelievable. And
very cool.
Nolan Ryan was in this draft.
I love draft stuff. I mean, 65. I wasn't even born yet, so there's that. But I still love that kind of stuff. I love the history of sports. And again, if you're new to the channel, guys, my name is Chef Bates. Dole Whip Dad's my channel. That's Bill Senior. Check out Magic the Mouse Radio. We're going to talk the news.
You just lost that when they came up. Look how low Tom Seaver was drafted.
Oh, really?
Dave can bring that graphic back up.
Well, while he does that, I was going to point out, we're going to talk the news of the day, the news of the week in baseball, but we're also going to do some nostalgia. Our plan, me and Bill's plan, is to do a little old man baseball talk at the end. I don't know if you're going to love it or not, but I know me and Bill are going to love it. And YouTube is for old folks too, right? So I want to talk nostalgia. At some point, I'm going to probably bring out some of my cards. We're going to talk about some of our old experiences. I have some neat stories. I know you have some neat stories, and I'd like to share them, because I got daughters and they just don't care. They just don't care. Anyway, we're about 5 minutes from an hour. I think we hit all the topics. Let me make sure.
Well, the one thing you really haven't brought up is, let's see if we can scroll down there where Tom Seaver was taken. Yeah, he was below there. Keep going. There you go.
Well, there he is. Yeah, I saw him up there. Danny Walton. Oh, there you go.
Was it Tom Seaver?
Yeah, by the Dodgers. I didn't realize that.
That blew my mind too. I did not
know that. Tom House. Look at that.
Yeah.
So pick 201. Do you know Tom House?
Tom House was a great pitcher for the Reds during their World Series runs.
He's a legend here in Texas. I got to hear him speak. Well, actually, it was right across the street from Disneyland. At the Anaheim Convention Center.
No, just talking to myself. I do that once in a while.
I got to hear Tom House speak. I would have been I would have been a college kid. I graduated high school in 88. So it would have been 89, 91, somewhere in there. I was a college student at the time, coaching at the high school. And I was actually with the football coaches. Anyway, who cares? And Tom House spoke. He's a pitching coach. He was a pitcher. He was a announcer for the Rangers.
There's Nolan Ryan, picked 12th
Wow.
26.
Alvin, Texas, baby. Ryan and Seaver in the same draft. That's amazing.
There's quite a lot of Hall of Famers in that draft.
Yeah. Tom House talked about, and here, if anybody's got a son or even a daughter or whatever, a kiddo who wants to learn how to throw, period. If you can throw a spiral with a football, you have perfect baseball mechanics. Where did I learn that? The great Tom House. And so I incorporated when I was coaching. I was a quarterback coach for a couple of years right after I was done being a player. They let me coach while I was going to college. Long story short, when I got to do that, we did a lot of football drills with the baseball glove, and then we did some baseball drills with football, and it really, it gets rid of some of the boredom, and it works. I mean, the great Tom House, athletes, pitchers especially, still come to Texas to get Tom House to talk to them about mechanics, and he's a legend. If you're in the coaching world, he's a legend, especially.
They say that's one of the best things to improve your arm strength is long toss with the football.
Yep.
And sometimes, and I've seen going to games over the years, you'll see pitchers and players doing that before the game sometimes. And you also see them throwing a softball too, even though it's bigger, it's a heavier ball, and it's going to improve their arm.
Batting practice, you see often if you get there early, it depends on the stadium. Not all the stadiums let you in early anymore, but I wish they would do that more. I remember as a kid, it was San Diego. There was nobody there. We would go, I got to be honest with you. Because you could get tickets for like $1, right? I would leave after like the second, third inning, and I would have been there for 3 hours.
Where was that? At Dodger Stadium?
San Diego.
Oh, they didn't pay you to go?
No. But I could, we joke, I could walk in for free if I wanted to. If I wanted to walk in the third inning or past, you could just walk right in. They didn't care. But I never did that because we were leaving by the third inning usually. Because we'd go early. I had all the batting practice balls. Me and my buddies, we'd go tons of stuff. But anyway, watching practice, all of that to say watching practice probably helped me in my little, 500-year-old career, 500 years ago career. And then coaching, I really got to see them working out and having fun together. And I love that. And pitchers in the outfield throwing frisbees sometimes, but throwing footballs around a lot. It was pretty fun.
One thing I wanted to bring up here before we go, I know we're getting close to time here, is the Freddie Freeman signing in L.A. Now, I was looking over some stuff the night before we went in the air, and I found a tweet by John Heyman, who's a Major League insider. And I don't know how Freddie Freeman hasn't fired his agent.
So I thought that too, Bill, and I love that you said that. So if you don't know what he's talking about, guys, Freddie Freeman just recently came out and stated that he hadn't say that. I don't want to get it wrong. He hadn't heard from them at all.
He heard from them once before the lockout, once after the lockout, just checking in. And also, before I forget, try and look up, and I'll send you the link to the guy's YouTube page. He's got audio on there, talking to Chipper Jones, who was in contact with Freddie Freeman the whole time.
I saw that,
and it's pretty interesting stuff.
Well, I think I'm confusing Troy Aikman just came out, and he just left Fox Sports to go to ESPN. And he stated that his boss at Fox Sports didn't contact him at all until he got the deal. And then when they contacted him to congratulate him, Troy asked him, why didn't you reach out to me and give me an offer? And he wouldn't answer. And I think I'm confusing that with the Freddie Freeman thing. But the Freddie Freeman thing, I think it's clear as a bell. They decided to move on.
Well, and real quick, Frank, we saw that question later. Maybe we'll hit on that real quick before we leave.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting when that comes out, if it does, in fact, get released. I don't know. They had been in contact, obviously, with his agent. And it sounds to me like his agent pissed the Braves off. And they probably had enough that he shot down their latest.
Is it Boris?
Yeah. No. No, Boris was what you call it, Bryant's
yes
agent. I don't think it's that's his agent.
I'll look it up.
But anyway, I'm just going to read off this tweet that John Heyman put out. It says Freeman's deal was for 6 years, $162 million, 50. What is it? 36 and It's like 50 some million dollars is deferred until starting in 2028 and goes to 2040, which isn't bad. That helps the Dodgers a little bit now. So for every year, his salary is $27 million. The first three years, 22 through 24, 7 million of the 27 is deferred. So he's making 20 million a year. And then of the last 3 years, 25 through 27, 12 million each year is deferred until starting the next year in 2028. So it says if traded, deferrals, this is the most interesting point why his agent doesn't get a beatdown, or I don't know why Freddie even signed this contract. If he gets traded, the deferral money is voided.
Say that again.
If traded, deferrals left are voided.
So
if he plays the first couple years, 7 million, 7 million, 7 million, say he plays the first 3 years, he gets $21 million deferred. That's deferred because he played those 3 years. But the following 3 years at 12 million each year, that money's lost.
Interesting. Wonder why they did that.
I have no idea. That's crazy.
So the answer to the question is a guy named Casey Close. I don't know that name. I can tell you that Justin Turner was very, very, very involved in the recruitment.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's just because I read it. And I can tell you that Andrew Freeman, the GM of the Dodgers, has stated this already. As soon as the lockout was done, he called Clayton. Instantly called Clayton. Hey, Clayton, we're not ignoring you. We just couldn't call you. You want to sign? Come on, please, please, please sign. And then the next call was Freddie Freeman's agent.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to look for that after we get off here.
Yeah, please do.
I'll send you that link. And you got to just listen about 5-6 minutes in. He plays clips of Chipper Jones' interview. And Chipper Jones is not a fan of Scott Boris's.
No,
We're talking about Boris. He's definitely not a fan, and agents like him.
Yeah, Morgan, you're right. Freeman is a Canadian citizen and a U.S. citizen dual. He was a member of the WBC Canadian team. Who asked? I don't know. You'll find it in chat, Bill, who asked this, but I'll talk about the letter. The Yankees letter will no longer be a secret. What are we talking about? Nearly 2 years ago, a federal judge ruled that the letter detailing the 2017 investigation into the Yankees should become a public document.
Yeah, this is supposedly a letter from the commissioner to the Yankees.
This is going to be a big deal. The Yankees and MLB now have 14 days to decide whether to appeal the unsealing of the letter. The Yankees, MLB, and counsel for the plaintiffs declined comment. Plaintiffs in the lawsuit over the daily fantasy implications of electronic sign stealing in baseball allege that a 2017 press release Commissioner Rob Manfred put out punishing the Yankees and the Red Sox hid the full nature of what Major League Baseball had found the Yankees did. Now the letter's impending release. Any differences between what Manfred asserted publicly and his office's private findings are set to come to light. Here's the quote. The Yankees argue that the harm from the unsealing of the Yankees letter will arise because its content would be distorted to falsely and unfairly generate the confusing scenario that the Yankees had somehow violated Major League Baseball's sign stealing rules, when in fact they did not. There's a lot more to read. I'm not going to read every word to you. You can go and find it. Here's what it sounds like to me, and I'm just giving you my 2 cents of my opinion. It sounds to me like everybody seems to know that Manfred is holding back some truth from the public. To why? Protect the Yankees. Now, why would he do that? Because the commissioner works for, drum roll please, the commission or the owners, which are the teams. So don't act all shocked, John Q. Public, when the commissioner is caught with his hand in the protecting the teams jar. I don't know what I know. I don't know what I think I should say. What do you think?
It should be interesting if it does, in fact, wind up coming out.
I mean, there it is right there. Producer Dave's got it. The court has upheld the dismissal of the $5 million lawsuit over the illegal sign stealing scandal that rocked baseball from 2019-2020, filed by DraftKings player, I play DraftKings, some guy named Olson, and 100 other plaintiffs against Major League Baseball, the Astros, and the Red Sox. So again, I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm mad at the Astros for winning that World Series by cheating. And if you don't think they were cheating, just go back to, I remember sitting in a hotel watching Yu Darvish and a Dodger. Oh, whatever, Gene, the Lion Machine on that one.
The crack Darvish out at the Fitzmagic house.
Yu Darvish got lit up like Chevy Chase's house on Christmas Eve. It looked like they knew it was coming. Oh, I wonder why they did. And then the Yankees and the Red Sox. Now, here's my fear then, and it's my fear now. I fear that maybe all the teams were doing it, and maybe that's why the commissioner doesn't want, because that'd be 3. How many teams we got?
Yeah.
Maybe it would come out that everyone was cheating, and that would be bad, but I don't know. Gene says I'm biased a little bit. Yankee, what is it, Bill? You live in New Jersey, yeah?
Yeah.
What is it about Yankees fans and Mets fans that make them so diehard fans, which I love, but a little bit wall to the actual real world? Am I right?
A little bit. I got a cousin. She's like that. She's one of them off the wall Yankees fans.
Gene, I'm looking right at you, buddy, but I love you. Glad you're here. Bill, I feel like we hit all the topics. I feel like we hit some trivia questions. Yankees have the most championships. I mean, so did, Alexander the Great, but still dead. So, history. I love history. I love history, but let's talk right now. 27 says Frank. So I think we're probably at the end of the show. I had a blast. Bill Senior, did you have fun?
Yeah, I had a good time.
Bill Senior, is it weird when I call you Bill Senior? Because every time I call you Bill Senior, it feels a little weird.
I just put that down there because my son, we used to.
No, I'm not. I don't say it's weird to be called. I'm having trouble throwing out the Bill Senior. I don't know
why. You
don't
have to use the senior part.
I don't know why I am. Producer Dave says, could you shut up, people? The show's over. You don't have to go, but you can't stay here. Have fun storming the castle. Please check out Bill Senior, Magic the Mouse Radio. It's awesome. It's fun. Did I mention it's awesome and it's fun? And I should mention me, Dole Dad. Go check it out. We talk baseball. We talk Disney. We talk other stuff. We had tornadoes in the air, and I put out a video today. Bill, what do you want to say before we say goodnight?
That's about it. Try and find some more stuff for next week, and hopefully we'll have a little more talk. Older baseball, too. Throw a little bit of that in. That's always fun. And I'll see what I can find next week to try and stump the Dodgers.
That was a hard one.
Yeah. Well, I figured you would know that one. Rick Mundy, being he was a Dodger.
I'm going to look up Danny Goodwin. Somebody look up Danny Goodwin for me. I'm pretty sure maybe he got drafted first twice. I'm a little confused by that. I really thought it was Danny Goodwin. I don't know. Minnesota Twins, California Angels, back when they're California Angels. Yep. I think we're done. Are we done?
Yep. We're done.
Bill, you want to talk about your new channel, or should we save that for another time?
We'll talk a little more next week. I got a new channel. Hopefully first video will be out next week, and it's a tech channel, and it's called Talking iTech. It's basically going to be talking about Apple products.
Love that. So if you're into that, check that out. I hope you're here next week. I hope I'm here next week. Oh, Bill's here next week, and I can't wait for opening day. Thank you so much. Have the best day ever. Thanks to the network. Thanks to producer Dave back there. I'll see you next time.
Thank you to the baseball guides. Go Phillies.
Go where? Bye for
right
now.
To the playoffs.
Have a great night, everybody. Producer Dave, you're up.
Okay, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed Breaking Balls tonight. It was an absolute blast listening to Bill and Jeff take you through the news, what's going on in their own way. Absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed that. For the rest of the week this week, everybody, we have over on the FPE network, we have Sunday, Coast to Coast Disney, Monday, an evening with the Magical Lifestyle. This week is going to be an absolutely epic show. We have Genevieve Goings. You must know her from Disney Junior. So we have her, so make sure that you come and check that out. Tuesday, we're going to have We Like Theme Parks. Wednesday, Around the Magic. Thursday, the Galactic Council. Also Thursday night, Disney Underground. Friday, Clash of the Magic. And also make sure on Saturdays that you're coming over to check out Even Strength with me, the Bear Shark, along with Crystal Palace and the Natural Sam Welb. So make sure that you guys are tuning in for all the different things on all the different networks. You say different networks, Dave. What do I mean? I mean that we also have a travel channel. We also have Network Plus, movies and TV. If you want to see great movies and TV review and debate, come on and check us out over on FPE Network Plus. We also have the extra. We have 2 new shows coming next week. We have an additional 8 shows coming the following week for the network. So make sure that you're checking everything out. Speaking of checking things out, go over to the Pete McDevitt Show. Go check out Pete for sports, Disney, everything else. Pete is an amazing partner, and we are proud to be a partner channel. Last but not least, if you're looking for streaming in the parks, We're here for you. Florida Park Explorers will take care of everything. Whether it's myself, my wife, or the whole family going out to the parks, we'll walk you through, take you anywhere that you want to go. So please check us out there as well, because we love to interact with you guys in the park. So until next week, everybody, this is producer Dave for Jeff and Bill Sr. saying, have a wonderful week, everybody, and take care. We'll see you next time.
We are the Florida Park Explorers.
We explore the parks 5 to 6 days a week with great live streams and vlogs. We cover everything from rides and food to magic and fun and fireworks. So come join us on our adventures as we take you through
the Disney parks and more.
And check out our all-new channel,